The teacher told the students to open their mouths and stick out their tongues. Then he tore up an old newspaper into pieces and stuffed them into their mouths. But this wasn't a punishment. It was actually a reward, because the school was too poor to afford candy. An old newspaper had a faint sweet taste, so it was given to the children as a treat. But then the teacher noticed Frank sitting in class without shoes. He swung his belt down on Frank's feet, warning everyone they must wear shoes to school. Frank had no choice but to pull his shoes out of the trash bin. They had already been patched 4 or 5 times. His classmates laughed at him without holding back. Even though the teacher tried to defend him, Frank still couldn't feel happy, because his family was desperately poor. His father Malachi was a drunk and a deserter, which meant they couldn't receive any welfare. The 5th child in the family died shortly after birth from lack of milk. The couple was heartbroken. To keep the remaining children from starving, they moved to Ireland. All of them squeezed into his mother-in-law's home. That solved the housing problem, but life didn't get any better. Because of Malachi's accent, local bosses refused to hire him. With no income, they soon fell into famine again. The youngest child fell sick with a fever. His wife told him to go find 2 pieces of coal to boil water for the child. But Malachi refused, saying no man should beg no matter how poor. For the first time, she felt resentment toward him. She took her 2 sons to pick up coal scraps on the street, but the youngest still never got the hot water. Frank watched as his little brother was placed in a box and buried in the ground. He felt confused. He didn't yet understand what death meant. One day he had porridge at his aunt's house. It was the best thing he had ever tasted. His grandmother couldn't stand to see them like this, so she took Angela to apply for welfare. At least they wouldn't starve before Malachi found work, and Frank and his brother could go to school. But on the day they went to collect welfare a second time, Malachi took the money straight to the pub. He staggered home only at night. In such harsh conditions, Frank's second younger brother quietly died one night from tuberculosis. This time Frank finally understood the fear of death, and he felt deep disappointment in his father.